explains Syriza to us, well, good. We are the ones who can explain it best. Certainly not Michael Moore or Gnome or Amy. At the same time, if you want to get involved, taxwallstreetparty@gmail.com, taxwallstreetparty@gmail.com. So we've gone through it. Mass traction economic demands, a new deal for Europe. Malthus radically downplayed, right? Radical environmentalism, hard to find, scarcely there. Pro-labor, pro-worker, another big departure for our left liberal mushheads. And pro-infrastructure, certainly there are factions of Syriza that are pro-infrastructure, and if that's not enough, there's a coalition partner, the independent Greeks. Now, you heard Michael Chiotinas on this program predict that would be the coalition partner, and they're supposed to be the right wing. Another good benefit here, don't be a prisoner of the left-right spectrum. That's often a fraud. Tsipras was told by various editorial writers, oh, you should make a deal with Stavros Theodorakis of the River Party, right, the Topatomi Party. No, he didn't do that. That was very wise. He went immediately to Kamenos, the stocky new defense minister. Now, Kamenos is pro-infrastructure. He's talking about the port of Piraeus. He's talking about the port of Thessaloniki. He's talking about all kinds of European-centered infrastructure. So that's also there. And this is a principled alliance. And this is not some swindle between Tsipras and Kamenos. No, this is a highly principled thing, that austerity is unacceptable. And as far as the ethno-cultural issues, well, those have been used for a long time to divide. Let's just bracket them and put them aside as we fight for our economic survival. And, of course, a lot of the mushheads are disappointed because they want to see something that's anti-Euro. Well, if you're in Greece, you're against the Euro, you know who you can vote for? The Golden Dawn neo-Nazis. They're the biggest anti-Euro, Eurosceptic. Remember, all of that right-wing populist vermin, Farage, Le Pen, Alternatives for Germany, Grillo, those are your anti-Euro. Why? Because in many cases they're working for the U.S. Embassy or the British Embassy or somebody who has a vested interest in bringing down the Euro. I would especially cite the program here, which Syriza, from its program in the previous time around, they talked about efforts to get control of the European Central Bank and then use that to build national projects and others. Let's just see if we can find this. This is from it's from the it's from an earlier election, right? 2012, I guess it is. So here we go. The proposal coming forward at that time, and this is an extremely radical proposal, to attack the so-called independence of the European Central Bank. Demand that the European Union change the role of the European Central Bank so that it finances states, meaning national states, governments, national governments, and programs of public investment. And it's that program of public investment that I like most, because that is saying the infrastructure window. That would be the $6 to $7 trillion European infrastructure window. Demand that the European Union change the role of the European Central Bank so that it finances states. If you have a budget crisis, they've got to be in there, but above all, the public investment, because that is the path to the durable economic recovery. So that was Syriza by itself. And we know that that was discussed with Mélenchon, the leader of the French leftist forces in that year. Okay, to say it again, mass traction economic demands, New Deal, Nix Malthus, pro-labor, pro-worker, pro-infrastructure, not slave of the left-right spectrum, principled alliances, and above all, a firm focus on power. What the anarchist, of course, says is a scandal. Shouldn't do that. Now, so we'll talk about some of the good things they did, just savor the moment. On Monday, 26th of January, what was Tsipras's day like? Well, first thing, he wrapped up the coalition, voted. He's officially prime minister, brings in Kaminos and the independent Greeks. Kaminos gets the defense ministry. First thing he does, goes to visit the monument to the victims of Nazi terror and SS terror at Kaizerani. 200 Greek resistance fighters slaughtered by the SS. That sets the stage for the negotiation with Merkel. Then receives the Russian ambassador, gets a personal letter from Putin. Be a good idea to go to Moscow soon. The Greek finances are going to get tight towards the end of February, the end of next month, and the beginning of March. And having seen what Putin was capable of doing in the case of Yanukovych, I would strongly suggest that an infusion, let's say, of about 5 billion euros or dollars would be a good starting point. I would recommend that Russia get ready for 5 billion now and 5 billion later on, because this experiment must not fail. The Syriza program that I went through with you last week has a price tag of 12 billion, and some of that they can generate by themselves. But when you have a new government, you got to have some capital. You got to get some money in there, a quick loan to stabilize you, right? And Moscow is obviously the one, because of reasons of history, of orthodoxy, right? That the Russian Tsar was the protector of the Orthodox in the Ottoman Empire and later on of Greece, although the British had muscled in on it. So that was the Russian ambassador. Then Tsipras turned around and said, wait a minute, the European Union, Mogherini, unfortunately, is talking about a new round of sanctions on Russia because of what's happening in eastern Ukraine. Wait a minute, we are Greece. We were not consulted. We don't want it. Now, he had to backtrack on that. That may not be the last word. And then we have Varoufakis and others coming forward. On Wednesday, the government announced that privatization would stop. And this is important. They avoided a Chinese takeover of Piraeus and of Thessalonica and of the main public utility. If you are self-respecting economic, you do not sell off.
Worried about getting sick and feeling terrible for days or even weeks? You need Immudyne for a healthy immune system. Why get sick and bother with products that just don't work? For just $1 a day, Immudyne is all natural and safe for all lifestyles. Call 866-257-8668 to buy now before it's too late, before you get sick. Or go to IMMUDYNE.com, Immudyne.com, or call 866-257-8668.
Hi, this is Larry Smith. Sometimes bad things happen to good people. When the cleaners ruined some special clothing, all they could do was show us a sign that said they weren't responsible. But when they got the letter from one of our Legal Shield attorneys, he promptly gave us a check for $1,152. Worry less and live more with lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com, or call 855-340-SAVE. That's 855-340-7283.
Results will vary from case to case.
Yeah?
Did you want to see me, sir?
Well, I did, but now that I do, I'm not so sure.
Sir?
Johnson, I got a mission for you that could change your life.
Oh, good, sir.
It involves traveling halfway around the world without so much as half a clue of where you're going or what you're going to do when you get there.
Situation normal, sir?
Uh-huh. But I'll be leading this mission, Johnson, so I'll be telling you what to do.
You, sir?
That's right, Johnson, and I say first things first.
Oh, good plan, sir.
And what I say is first is food. Always remember that, Johnson. Food is a big deal.
Sir, my brother-in-law can give us a really good deal on some surplus MREs.
Johnson, if you've got half a brain and that empty head of yours, you'll
call the freeze-dry guy like I did. That food is better for you, it rehydrates faster, and it's good, Johnson, and it keeps for up to 30 years.
Will we be gone that long, sir?
I hope not. Now get your supplies organized and meet me down to the pier at dawn on Sunday. We sail at sunrise.
Yes, sir.
This adventure is brought to you by the Freeze Dry Guy. Call 866-404-3663 or visit freezedryguy.com.
We all know that Berkey Water Purification Systems are the most trusted name in water filtration. As an authorized Berkey dealer for over 6 years and serving thousands of satisfied customers, the Berkey Guy offers amazing specials for Berkey water filtration systems. The Berkey Light systems include a set of self-sterilizing and recleanable black purification elements that purify water by removing chlorine, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, and parasites to non-detectable levels and remove harmful chemicals such as herbicides and pesticides. Order the Berkey Light system today, complete with 2 black Berkey elements for only $231, and the Berkey Guy will ship your order free of charge. With the purchase of a Berkey Light, the Berkey Guy is also offering a set of fluoride and arsenic filters for only $39.99. That's over 30% off the retail price. Call the Berkey Guy at 1-877-886-3653. That's 1-877-886-3653. Or order online at goberkey.com. That's goberkey.com today.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows, pause and rewind live TV, even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
Great minds think alike. The network for the independent-minded. The Genesis Communications Network. GC.
Report with pride to what we've been able to do in this regard. And if you're looking for the U.S. equivalent, it's us. And above all, that comes down to program, what Occupy said you shouldn't have. Leadership, which no anarchist can imagine. Even though they are leaders, they're all hidden. It's a market of dupes. An organization. Tsipras had to get this from 2 to 3% 7 or 8 years ago, to now the practically the absolute majority, with the, at least it's about 40% with the 50 seat winners bonus, right? Majority bonus. And a strategy. And the strategy was, don't give in on austerity. Fight to the end against austerity. No compromises on austerity. Now, stopping privatization. This was one of the conditionalities of the Troika. And now the Chinese government says they're deeply concerned. I strongly suggest the Chinese government to reconsider their position and suck it up, because it is just inadmissible to think that Piraeus and Thessalonica, and the utilities and the other crown jewels would go into foreign hands. Economic globalization has gone too far. The Chinese have done quite enough, thank you, in these other countries, right? These other countries have got to do it, especially Europe, on their own. Now, this was the turning point for some of these characters from the socialist internet. Socialist is in quotes now. Martin Schulz, the rubbery-looking hack, who is the SPD, the social democratic election in the European Parliament. He was there and he said, "How dare you? You can't stop privatizations," said the socialist leader. Well, then we had Sigmar Gabriel. Sigmar Gabriel is the head of the SPD, the German Social Democrats, and he is the deputy prime minister of Germany, right? He's Merkel's right-hand man. He lets Merkel stay in office. Can you imagine that? And he started whining, "How dare you stop this?" And many of these people